Your dad is in heaven has an urgent message for you. My dear child. If these words could somehow reach your heart, would want the first thing you hear to be this: I never stopped loving you. I know there are days when you still think about me. Sometimes it happens when you hear a familiar song, smell an old fragrance, or remember the sound of my laughter. Sometimes the memories come unexpectedly, and your heart grows quiet. Please don't let your memories become chains that keep you from living. Let them become wings that help you rise. You have cried enough tears over what could never be changed. Now I want you to use those tears to water the dreams that still live inside you. Life is precious. Every sunrise is another opportunity to become the person you were created to be. Do not waste your days carrying guilt for words left unsaid. Love is greater than unfinished conversations. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Choose peace over bitterness. If I could tell you only one thing, it would be this: never stop believing that your life has purpose. The challenges you face today are not the end of your story. They are chapters preparing you for greater strength, deeper compassion, and wiser decisions. When you feel alone, remember the values I tried to teach you: kindness, honesty, courage, patience, and faith. Those qualities are a part of me that still lives within you. Whenever you choose goodness instead of anger, whenever you help someone who cannot repay you, whenever you refuse to give up, you honor my memory more than flowers ever could. Don't be afraid of tomorrow. Walk forward with confidence. Love your family. Protect those who depend on you. Laugh often. Pray sincerely. Work diligently. And never forget that hope is stronger than fear. My greatest wish has never been that you become rich or famous. My greatest wish has always been that you become a good person whose heart reflects compassion and integrity. That is true success. Keep going. Your story isn't over. The best chapters may still be waiting for you. As the imagined letter comes to an end, one truth remains. The greatest way to honor someone you have lost is not to stop living, it is to live with love, courage, and gratitude, carrying forward the good they gave you. And perhaps, in doing so, their legacy continues through every act of kindness you choose. My dear child, there is something else I want you to remember. You have always been stronger than you realize. I know there were nights when you wondered if you would ever feel whole again. I know there were mornings when simply getting out of bed felt like climbing a mountain. Yet you kept going. Even when your heart was heavy, you took another step. Even when no one noticed your quiet battles, you continued moving forward. That is courage. Many people believe courage means never feeling fear. But courage is choosing hope while fear whispers that you should give up. Whenever life disappoints you, don't let disappointment become your identity. Seasons change. Storms pass. Broken hearts slowly heal. The sun still rises after the darkest night, reminding us that every ending can become the beginning of something beautiful. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Your path is unique. Some people bloom early, while others blossom after years of unseen growth. A tree spends many seasons strengthening its roots before its branches reach toward the sky. You are still growing. Every challenge you overcome is preparing you for responsibilities you cannot yet see. Every lesson you learn shapes your character. Every act of forgiveness frees your own heart as much as it blesses someone else. Please, don't carry bitterness wherever you go. Bitterness steals today's joy without changing yesterday's pain. Instead, choose gratitude. Be thankful for the people who stand beside you. Treasure the conversations that make you smile. Celebrate the small victories that others might overlook. Life is often transformed not by one extraordinary moment, but by countless ordinary moments filled with love. Remember your family. Call them. Listen to them. Encourage them. Tell them you love them while you still have the chance. Kind words become lasting memories. And whenever you face a difficult decision, ask yourself one simple question. Which choice reflects kindness, honesty, and love? The answer may not always be easy, but it will usually guide you in the right direction. Do not let success become more important than your character. Money can build a house, but only love makes it a home. Recognition may impress strangers, but integrity earns lasting respect. Never underestimate the quiet power of helping someone who cannot repay you. Sometimes the smallest act of compassion becomes the greatest miracle in another person's life. As you continue your journey, don't forget to care for yourself too. Rest when you need rest. Learn when you need wisdom. Pray when your heart feels overwhelmed. Laugh without guilt. Dream without fear. Life is a gift meant to be lived, not merely endured. If my memory inspires you, let it inspire you to become more patient, more generous, and more faithful. Let it remind you that love leaves a legacy far greater than possessions ever could. One day, people may not remember every achievement you accomplished. But they will remember how you made them feel. They will remember your kindness, your encouragement, and the hope you shared when others needed it most. So keep walking forward. Keep believing. Keep loving. The world needs the light that only you can bring. And every time you choose compassion over anger, hope over despair, and faith over fear, you write another beautiful chapter in the story of your life. Live in such a way that love continues to echo through every life you touch. That is a legacy worth leaving. My dear child, if you have read this far, then perhaps your heart is searching for reassurance. I hope these words remind you not of what you have lost, but of the love that helped shape who you are. There will be moments when life feels uncertain. Doors will close. Plans will change. People you expected to stay may walk away. In those moments, remember this: your worth has never depended on circumstances. Your value does not rise with success or fall with failure. You are valuable because your life has meaning. Do not be afraid to begin again. Some of the most beautiful stories begin after everything seems to have fallen apart. A seed must be buried before it becomes a tree. Dawn arrives only after the longest night. Every ending creates room for a new beginning. Carry hope with you. Not because life is always easy, but because hope gives you the strength to keep taking the next step. When you see someone who is hurting, don't look away. Offer a kind word. Listen without judgment. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give another person is simply letting them know they are not alone. Never be ashamed of your tears. Tears are not weakness. They are evidence that you have loved deeply, cared sincerely, and lived with an open heart. But don't let sorrow become the final chapter. Let it become the soil from which compassion grows. Take care of those who love you. Spend time with your family. Encourage your friends. Forgive quickly. Apologize when you are wrong. Express gratitude often. Life moves faster than we expect, and the moments we postpone are sometimes the moments we miss forever. Do not wait for the perfect day to chase your dreams. The perfect day rarely comes. Begin with what you have, where you are, and trust that each faithful step will lead you forward. Remember that greatness is found in everyday choices. A gentle answer. An honest promise. A helping hand. A generous heart. These quiet acts may never make headlines, but they change lives in ways you may never fully see. When you face fear, don't let it decide your future. When you face failure, let it teach you rather than define you. When you experience success, remain humble. And when life blesses you abundantly, become a blessing to others. If there is one legacy worth leaving behind, it is love. Love that forgives. Love that serves. Love that encourages. Love that remains faithful through every season. As you continue your journey, remember that every sunrise is an invitation to begin again. Every new day offers another opportunity to become kinder, wiser, stronger, and more compassionate than you were yesterday. Walk forward with confidence. Choose peace over resentment. Choose faith over fear. Choose gratitude over complaint. And never stop believing that your life can make a difference in the lives of others. May your days be filled with purpose. May your heart remain open to hope. May your actions reflect kindness. And may the love you share become the greatest gift you leave behind. Keep going, my child. The story of your life is still being written, and some of its most beautiful pages are yet to come. My dear child, if these words have stayed with you, then let them become more than comforting thoughts. Let them become the way you choose to live. There may come a day when you look in the mirror and wonder if you've done enough, loved enough, or become the person you hope to be. On that day, don't measure your life only by achievements. Measure it by the kindness you've shown, the promises you've kept, and the hope you've given to others. The world often celebrates loud victories, but some of the greatest triumphs are quiet. It takes courage to forgive. It takes strength to remain honest when dishonesty seems easier. It takes faith to keep moving when the road ahead is unclear. Those victories may never earn applause, but they shape a life of lasting character. Remember that every person you meet is carrying a story you cannot see. Some are fighting battles they have never spoken about. Be patient with them. Be gentle with your words. Sometimes a single act of compassion can become the turning point in someone's life. If you are blessed with success, let humility walk beside you. If you experience loss, don't allow despair to become your permanent home. If you make mistakes, and you will, learn from them instead of allowing them to define you. Growth often begins where pride ends. There will always be another reason to worry, another challenge to overcome, another mountain to climb. But there will also be another sunrise, another opportunity to love, another chance to make someone's burden a little lighter. Choose to notice those moments. Take time to appreciate the ordinary blessings, a shared meal, a heartfelt conversation, the laughter of children, the beauty of a quiet evening, the peace that comes from knowing you have done your best. These simple gifts often become the memories that matter most. Never stop learning. Never stop growing. Never stop believing that your life has a purpose beyond yourself. The legacy you leave will not be written only in photographs or possessions. It will live in the lives you encourage, the people you forgive, the family you cherish, and the goodness you choose even when no one is watching. So walk forward with confidence. Let hope guide your decisions. Let compassion shape your actions. Let gratitude fill your heart. And whenever life feels uncertain, remember that every new day is another opportunity to become the person you are meant to be. If these words remind you of anything, let them remind you that love is never wasted. Every act of kindness, every moment of forgiveness, and every choice to do what is right leaves a mark that reaches farther than you may ever know. Live with courage. Love without holding back. Help those in need. Speak words that heal instead of wound. Be the kind of person whose presence brings peace. When your own journey is looked back on years from now, may people remember not only what you accomplished, but how deeply you cared, how faithfully you served, and how generously you loved. That is a legacy no passing season can erase. So keep moving forward, one faithful step at a time. Your future is still unfolding. Your purpose is still growing. And your greatest chapters may still lie ahead. My dear child, as this imagined letter comes to its final pages, there is one last truth I hope you will carry with you, not only today, but throughout every season of your life. Do not let grief become the only way you remember love. Love is meant to inspire life, not keep it frozen in the past. Whenever you smile because of a happy memory, let that smile remind you that the love you shared still has the power to shape your choices. Let it encourage you to become more patient, more generous, and more compassionate. There will be days when you feel tired. Days when your prayers seem unanswered. Days when the future feels uncertain. On those days, remember that hope is not the absence of difficulty. Hope is the decision to believe that light still exists, even when the sky is filled with clouds. Keep taking one step at a time. You do not have to have every answer today. You do not have to carry tomorrow's burdens before they arrive. Simply do the good that is in front of you today. Love the people beside you today. Speak words of encouragement today. Show kindness today. Those small acts, repeated faithfully, become a life of extraordinary meaning. Do not be afraid to dream again. Some dreams change with time, and that is not failure, it is growth. The path you imagined years ago may not be the one you walk now, but that does not mean your journey has lost its purpose. Trust that every season can teach you something valuable. When life gives you joy, receive it with gratitude. When life brings hardship, meet it with courage. When opportunities appear, step forward with humility. And when someone else is struggling, be the hand that helps them rise. The greatest measure of a life is not how much it gathers, but how much it gives. Give forgiveness when it is difficult. Give kindness when it is unexpected. Give hope when others are discouraged. Give your time to the people who matter most. One day, years from now, may your children, your family, your friends, and everyone whose life you've touched say, because of them, I believe that goodness was still possible. If that becomes your legacy, then your life will have echoed far beyond what you could ever imagine. So don't spend your days asking whether you are enough. Instead, ask yourself, did I choose love today? Did I act with integrity today? Did I leave someone better than I found them? If the answer is yes, then you are already walking a path that brings light into the world. As this fictional letter comes to an end, imagine these final words resting gently on your heart. Live bravely. Love deeply. Forgive freely. Keep your faith through every season. Treasure the people who are still with you, and honor those you miss by living a life filled with compassion, gratitude, and hope. And whenever you remember those who have gone before you, let that remembrance inspire you to make the most of the precious gift of today. Your story is not finished. There are still lives to touch. There are still dreams to pursue. There are still moments of joy waiting to be discovered. Walk forward with courage. Choose love again and again. And may every new sunrise remind you that hope is always worth carrying into another day. The room was silent. No voices echoed through the walls. No miraculous sign appeared in the sky. The world outside continued exactly as it had before. Yet something inside had changed. The words of the imagined letter lingered in the heart, not because they promised an easy life, but because they pointed toward a different way of living. As the first rays of morning sunlight slipped through the window, a quiet realization began to grow. The greatest tribute to those we love is not to remain trapped in sorrow, but to let their best qualities continue through us. So the day began differently. There was gratitude for another sunrise. There was patience where frustration had once lived. There was forgiveness where resentment had quietly taken root. There was hope where fear had spent far too much time. Life still brought challenges. Bills still had to be paid. Responsibilities still waited. Questions remained unanswered. But there was also a new determination. To call family more often. To speak kindly instead of harshly. To apologize without pride. To forgive without keeping score. To help someone without expecting recognition. Little by little, those simple choices began shaping a different future. The imagined letter was never about predicting tomorrow. It was about transforming today. As the weeks passed, people began noticing something different. Not perfection. But peace. Not endless happiness. But quiet strength. The kind of strength that grows when a person chooses compassion again and again, even after disappointment. And that is how a legacy continues, not through extraordinary moments alone, but through ordinary acts of love repeated every day. If you have walked through this fictional journey from beginning to end, may you carry one final thought with you. Every sunrise is a reminder that you still have time to encourage someone, to repair a relationship, to learn from yesterday, and to become a little more patient, a little more generous, and a little more hopeful than you were before. Your story is still unfolding. The next chapter has not been written yet. May you write it with courage. May you fill it with kindness. And may the love you give today become the legacy that lives on in the hearts of others for years to come. Sometimes the most powerful message isn't one we imagine receiving,